We're going to do a plug-and-play remote starter that activates from the OEM remote. Activation can be triggered by pressing lock 3 times in succession. This video can be used as a reference for any vehicle that uses the Fortin CH5 platform from 2007 up. So I'm going to basically go over this T-harness with you. I want to show you why our product is better. First of all, our product comes to you completely assembled just like this. So when you receive it, you unband the item and it's ready to go. There's nothing that needs to be assembled. It's fully assembled. So we can basically plug this in, pair the module to the vehicle, and have a remote starter in record time. It's true plug and play. Liberty disassembly is very easy. We're going to drop the dash down just by pulling downward on it. Once it's in the down position, we can slide it over towards the driver's side of the vehicle and remove the underdash. If you look, there's 2 round anchors here. You slide them over and you can slip them off. So we're going to go ahead and set the dash aside. We're going to remove the T20 torx screws from the steering column cover plastic. There's 3 of them. We're going to remove the 3 T20 torx from the steering column cover plastic. So you need kind of a long driver when you do this, at least as long as this one, because it's almost bottomed out. This side is the deepest side. Where all my power torx bits have gone, but doing this by hand. Okay, so we're going to remove the steering column cover plastic. We're going to be separating the 2 sections of the steering column cover plastic. Sometimes they can be a pain to separate. I like to apply pressure with my thumb while I use a plastic tool to pick up on this side of the cover plastic. I need both hands to do it, so I'm going to set the camera down and do it. Okay, so I'm going to apply pressure. I'm going to use my plastic tool, start the gap, and just pick up on the top while I push in on the side. And we can get the column to unclip. Now this side, we'll have to spread it a little bit to get it over the ignition. And we can remove the steering column cover plastic. I'm going to be careful to not break any of the clips so that when we reassemble the vehicle, the column will stay together. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to unplug the immobilizer plug. I'm going to show you where it's located. Our device plugs into the immobilizer plug, which is located right here. We're going to press the release clip in, which is on the inside, and remove the plug. Sometimes it's a little tight to get your thumb in there to be able to push this clip down. So I'm going to use the blade of a small screwdriver, and I'm going to push the release clip in while I support the immobilizer and just pull out gently on the plug until it releases. Sometimes they don't fall out in your hands, so I'm glad this one was a little tight. So you want to be careful not to break the immobilizer when you're trying to unplug it. Well, this is the plug. This is the release clip to push it all the way in order for the plug to come out. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to install our device. Now I want to show you our remote starter kit for the Jeep Liberty. It's a CH5 platform. Our kit comes completely assembled, just like this. You receive the product like this, you unband it, and it's ready to plug in, just like this. Our product has a built-in remote start override switch. If you put the switch in the on position, the engine will not start by remote. It's great for parking in a attached garage or extended service on the vehicle. You can disable remote starting simply by switching this switch to the on position. So we're going to go ahead, and we have our matching plugs. We have the plug that we just removed from the immobilizer. We're going to plug this into the immobilizer. We're going to plug the immobilizer plug that we removed into this end of our T-harness. Okay, so I'm trying to give you the best view possible. Hopefully I accomplished that. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to locate our immobilizer plug that matches the plug we removed. We're going to plug it into the vehicle's immobilizer. Again, we're going to support the immobilizer because we don't want to break it. Our plug is going to plug in, click, and lock. Now we're going to take the end that we removed from the immobilizer and plug it in to the other side of our T-harness. At this point, we're ready to pair our device. To begin the module pairing process, we're going to remove the 4-pin data plug from the device. We're going to locate the program button on the top of the device. We're going to press and hold the program button while we plug the 4-pin data plug back in. When we do this, the lights on the front are going to begin to cycle. There's a blue, a yellow, and a red light. We want to release as soon as we see the blue light come on. If we keep the button down too long and release it, we'll release it on the wrong color, and we'll have to repeat the procedure. I'm going to press the button down, plug in the 4-pin. Blue light's going to illuminate. I'm going to let up on the button. The light will stay blue. If I don't let up on the button fast enough and I plug this in, the light color will change, and I'll have to wait for it to come back around to solid blue and release the second time the blue light comes on. At this point, we're ready to begin the pairing process. We need to have the key to the vehicle. We're going to place the key in the ignition of the vehicle. We're going to turn the ignition to the run position. Generally, it's 2 clicks. 1, 2. The blue light's going to go out, it's going to come back on and flash rapidly. At this point, we're going to shut the key to the vehicle off, remove it from the ignition, and we're going to press the lock button on the OEM remote. The blue light will illuminate solid and go out. This is an indication that module programming is complete. We're going to test our remote starter. We're going to lock the doors 3 times. This will trigger remote starting. We can turn the engine off by locking the doors 3 times again. Our remote starter is working correctly. We can check the heat while the engine is running and the dash to make sure there's no abnormalities. Now, I had told you that there's an integrated kill switch. If we turn the kill switch on, or it happens to be on when you install the device, and you go to test remote starting, this is what's going to happen. The red light's going to flash 5 times telling us that the kill switch is on. So we're going to turn the kill switch off, and we're going to test activation. Now we're going to shut the engine off. Keep in mind, we also offer this device with lock, unlock, lock activation as well. So you want to check the listing for the activation method and the labeling on the device should tell you the activation method on the tag that we apply to the device when we flash the firmware to it. So with lock, unlock, lock activation, we press lock, unlock, lock. And this will trigger the device to start the vehicle. Now this has to be preset before the item is shipped. It can't be changed in the field without a programmer. So you have to be sure that you want lock, lock, lock or lock, unlock, lock when you purchase the item. So check the listing, please. So I'm going to shut the engine off by repeating the lock, unlock, lock commands. We're going to go ahead and move on.